You know, do a Carl Froch, stand there, hands high, just catch the shots there, keep chopping him, little punches like that, little bang. I'm messing with big strong animals, ponies, I'm pulling and ripping while they're on the YouTube doing all this. My body's staying right. You know what I'm saying? Just feel my body, man. Feel it for an old.
You'd hit me.
I don't talk, I fight. Yeah. So I don't want to talk to him. It's 2.5 mil. I'm looking at the camera. It's 2.5 million sterling. SAP. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to look at you. I don't like you. But I'll.
A little mock-up fight somewhere. See if you can get anyone interested in it. Who cares what they think? They're just average little boxers. No person.
4 miles 5 times a week. Weight training in a bag, sparring. Come on. I'm ready and prepared for these mugs. And I grabbed them. If you're in the outside, you grab my hand from, you know that. Yep.
Very, very blessed. In my life, I've received the highs of highs and the lows of lows. And I'm very, very thankful to God for every experience that I've had, whether it's been good or bad or indifferent. It's all made me the man I am today. I've had such a marvellous career that I'm really, really thankful for. I've worked very hard, but it's all been God's plan. Everything that's happened has been God's plan. Even today, to come back at 37 years old.
To win them all back again, be fantastic, you know, to get them all under one banner again for the first time in 25 years. There's been a few heavyweight champions in that 25 years who haven't managed to get the undisputed St. Louis and Holyfield fight. So it's a very special moment, especially for heavyweight boxing.
It's God's plan and God's will, and we will see where it takes us, no problem. My last 2 fights, I didn't get the result I was after. Alexander got the results over me. Fair play to him and his team and everybody around it. You know, it's life lessons. In this life, you don't always get what you want. You don't always get what you think you want and think you did enough to get. However, that's where it stays. You don't hear me crying and moaning about, oh my God, he cheated.
Tyson, I think, used his dad to keep him involved and as a infiltrator. You know, someone that can shout and scream and cause a bit of chaos and unrest. You know, and I think like he doesn't need that in this fight. So
I don't have people around me, never have and I never will, because I'm a psychopath. I can't have 1 million people around me because it doesn't work. I just have the same old people I've always knew, that's it. I'm not interested in making new friends, I'm not interested in what the next man's got, I'm not interested in what the next door neighbour's doing, don't care. Keep me.
If you can't show your father respect when it's needed, keep going. I don't need you. I don't need him and his millions. I need nothing off him. I wish him well, but he's put those people before me, his blood father. That's hurt me like unbelief. So, they can jog on. And I mean.
Tyson Fury just exploded at his own father and told him to shut his mouth about fighting Carl Froch. This isn't some family disagreement behind closed doors. This is the heavyweight champion of the world publicly cutting off his dad's antics because John Fury's ego is spiraling completely out of control. And honestly, it's about time someone put Big John in his place, even if it had to be his own son. What's wild is that Tyson had to step in and basically parent his father like he's dealing with a teenager throwing tantrums on social media. The whole boxing world has been watching John Fury embarrass himself for months, calling out retired legends and acting like he's still some feared fighter instead of a 60-year-old man chasing headlines.
Bollocks, a lot of it. Same squad, same bullshit.
You're not a part of this training camp, are you?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I said, if you have him, that sugar, I'm no filter. I said, I'm gone.
But what is it about sugar? Is
no
it
good.
Tactically, technically?
He's useless. Everybody's been in the corner. He got beat. He's been gone Tyson since the Deontay Wilder fights. It's finished Wilder completely. It's took a lot away from Tyson. Magmadov. This is a problem. I'm the first one to say it, because all them out there, they don't pay enough attention to detail, Spencer.
It's a high-risk fight for him, this, isn't it?
It's not what I'd have done. Look at Usyk. Usyk's saying, I'm 39-year-old, on an easy time. He's picked Rico Van Over.
Yeah.
The man's not a boxer. I'm getting well paid for Rico, keeping my name out there. It's an easy fight. Even if Tyson wins this, it's 12 rounds of hard work.
But here's where it gets absolutely insane. Shane McGuigan just revealed that Tyson has been playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. According to McGuigan, Fury deliberately uses his father's chaos as a smokescreen, letting John create all the noise and drama while Tyson stays laser-focused on what actually matters. Think about that for a second. While we're all getting distracted by John's latest meltdown or press conference theatrics, Tyson is in the gym perfecting his craft and planning his next career moves. It's actually brilliant when you break it down. John becomes the circus act that draws all the media attention and controversy, while Tyson operates in the shadows, making real power moves without anyone scrutinizing his every decision.
Big myself up too much. So he's never stepped into the ring, this is what I'm trying to get at, with a real professional boxer, ever. And recently he's been running his mouth saying, if you got me in a ring, a boxing ring, UFC ring, the only ring I'd be getting in is a boxing ring. But he said he'd choke me out. So maybe when he sees me, he's talking about choking me out. But let's just be clear about this. He won't be choking out anybody.
And get this part? Tyson recently laid it all bare about his inner circle and mindset, and it's honestly terrifying how calculated this guy is. He revealed that he only surrounds himself with people he completely trusts, and anyone who brings drama or distractions gets cut immediately. No exceptions, no family passes, no loyalty cards. This is the mentality that separates true champions from everyone else. While most fighters get caught up in social media beef and external noise, Fury has created this bulletproof bubble where nothing can shake his focus. He's talking about cutting people out of his life like he's trimming dead weight from a championship training camp. And that level of discipline is exactly why he's dominated the heavyweight division for years.
I'm saying I've been around the gyms all my life. I've come off 200 years of knowledge in my head. These people can't compete with.
Now listen to this part, because it shows you everything about the Fury family dynamic. While Tyson is trying to maintain his professional image and legacy, John Fury is out here acting like he's auditioning for a reality TV show. John keeps firing back at anyone who criticizes him, airing family business in public, and basically forcing Tyson to choose between supporting his father's delusions or protecting his own reputation. And you know what Tyson chose? He chose his career. He chose his legacy. He basically told his dad to sit down and let the professionals handle business. That's not just a son talking to his father. That's a champion drawing boundaries and refusing to let anyone, including family, derail his success.
I watched Carl Froch getting knocked down by George Groves. He was gone. Carl Froch has an incredible...
But wait, it gets worse. John Fury has been going nuclear on everyone around Tyson's team, openly criticizing their technical skills and calling out what he sees as mediocrity. He's basically appointed himself as the judge of everyone's boxing knowledge while simultaneously making himself the biggest distraction in his son's career. John doesn't have a filter, and he's positioning himself as this truth-telling patriarch who demands respect in a sport that's moved way beyond his era. The problem is, his version of truth-telling looks a lot like an old man screaming at clouds, while his son is trying to cement his place as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Win the fights that he's had with the great champions, and he's come out of the sport intact. For John Fury to be calling out Carl Froch on his opinion, because Carl Froch is entitled to give his opinion in boxing. If you can't have freedom of speech, what was the point of these men and women dying in the world wars, giving their lives in vain?
What do you think would actually happen if John Fury and Carl Froch, as he is,
Carl Froch could stand there and say to John, I'll give you 2 free shots, John. Hit me with your right hand.
Here's the kicker, though. Carl Froch finally had enough and fired back at John Fury's mouth-running antics, and his response was absolutely savage. Froch basically called John a has-been who's never faced anyone at the professional level and challenged his entire credibility in the ring. Froch pointed out that John's threats hold zero weight because he's talking about fighting a former super middleweight world champion who actually has a legitimate Hall of Fame career. The tension between them has been building for months, but Froch's response cut right through John's bluster and exposed him as someone chasing relevance through manufactured beef with actual accomplished fighters.
Froch. Share Froch on fighting because I'm quite sure Carl's going to rip the life out of John after today. I think John did a job. John did a job and got the excitement going, got people talking. That's exactly what he did.
And Big John's response? Pure comedy. He started laying down his credentials and talking about his unmatched gym experience like he's some undiscovered legend who never got his due. John's confidence is honestly impressive when you consider he's talking about competing with someone who fought at the highest level for over a decade. The bravado is classic John Fury, but it's also becoming embarrassing for everyone involved. He's making these grand challenges and talking about showing everyone the depth of his knowledge. But the boxing community is watching a 60-year-old man trying to stay relevant by picking fights with retired champions who would absolutely destroy him.
He went and tried to approach Carl Froch, screaming all these things at him. You know, the fighting man, you know, John Fury, 100-0 on the hard road, in spite of the fact he's been ironed out in the boxing ring plenty of times, including by non-punchers like Henry Akin one day, and it's all there for the people to see. He was going in on...
Joe Egan jumped into this mess and didn't mince words, straight up calling John Fury a bully while praising Carl Froch's legendary career. According to Egan, John's bravado doesn't match his actual ability in the ring, and Froch's experience against world-class opponents would give him every advantage imaginable. The clash of personalities is getting intense, and boxing fans can feel the tension building as more people start taking sides. What's interesting is how this has divided the community between people who find John's antics entertaining and those who think he's disrespecting the sport by turning everything into a circus act.
It's going to be a waste if you keep fighting these crossover fights. All right, you're taking the money, that's great. But when your career's over and you're finished, you want your legacy to be intact. You want that respect, and you're killing off the fans. The fans are turning against you. You can see it with the comments on all your videos and the stuff you say. You can see that they're turning against you, and it's sad to see. I don't mind you giving me stick. You're having a bit of a go back, you're defending yourself, you're on your back foot, and deep down I think you know you're hurting the sport, and I think you know that actually what you're doing is bad for the game. You're taking the money instead of being full of pride for the sport.
Johnny Nelson highlighted something crucial that everyone's missing. John Fury might be getting clowned for his antics, but he succeeded in creating massive buzz around himself and his family. While Froch would obviously dominate in any actual fight, John's theatrics have generated headlines, social media engagement, and kept the Fury name trending across all platforms. The build-up shows how important drama and spectacle have become in modern boxing, and John understands how to make himself a headline act without ever stepping into a professional ring. It's actually a masterclass in attention manipulation, even if it comes at the cost of his credibility.
Having a go at the Furies probably over his time on his channel, maybe, I'm guessing, and John didn't like that and wants to have a fight with him, something like that.
It was something like that. I don't think he was necessarily turning down a fight.
What I do know is that John Fury and Carl Froch on the cobbles will be fun. I think they're both.
But here's what's really wild about this whole situation. John Fury's confrontational style has become his brand, and he's doubling down on it despite the criticism. People have watched him charge at press conferences, create chaos at weigh-ins, and basically turn every public appearance into must-see television. Despite getting knocked out in his limited professional career, John never backs down from anyone, and his boldness keeps fans engaged even when they're laughing at him instead of with him. He's created this character that thrives on conflict and commands attention wherever he goes, but it's starting to overshadow his son's actual accomplishments.
Right, I mean, John Fury looked like he was trying to fight Carl Froch. Obviously, Carl has said a few things about John Fury over the last few months, and John Fury, being John Fury, went straight for him. I'm not quite sure what he was going to do if he got to him, but I guess that was the entertainment from the press conference.
Carl Froch delivered the most scathing critique yet, pointing out that John's approach to boxing and public antics might actually hurt the Fury family legacy. Froch argued that chasing crossover fights and manufactured drama for money alienates real boxing fans and risks the respect that Tyson has earned through his actual achievements. He framed his comments as a warning about the difference between entertainment and sporting integrity, and honestly, he's not wrong. This exchange shows the fundamental clash between John's chaos-driven approach and the traditional values that built boxing's credibility over decades.
Of the king of the world. I think he's referring to Tyson Fury. You know, when you have kids, you know, most people, when they want to talk about their children, they might pull their mobile phone out and show a few pictures. Big John just shows his balls. That's where they came from.
Adam Smith broke down how this entire feud escalated from online commentary and social media jabs, with John taking offense to Froch's analysis and challenging him directly. This isn't just casual trash talk between retired fighters and family members.